All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Dr.Pourhassan, the CEO of CytoDyn. And Nadir, good to have you back. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you, Steve, for having me.
Yeah, I want to ask you a little bit about your COVID-19 trial and when do you expect this to have an approval? I know there's a process that has to go through.
So when we had DSMC, Data Safety Monitoring Committee, look at the data unblinded, we did not accept a statistical penalty, so we don't see the data. And the reason we didn't do that is in the case we needed to increase the size of the trial and we had taken the statistical penalty, then we wouldn't be able to do that, and that would have potentially harm us. So when DSMC came back and said, continue the enrollment to achieve your primary endpoint, and in 63 more patients, come and let us look at the data again, was very, very positive for us. And the FDA obviously can ask for the data, and if they do, when we haven't talked about that to the public, if they do, they could see the unblinded, if they choose to do so, through our unblinded statistician at our CRO. So those doors are open for the agency if they see that's what they would like to do due to the pandemic, and we will report as soon as something like that happens.
Okay. The company in the past has stated that you feel your stock should be much higher, but it continues to fall almost as if there's no confidence in the fundamentals. So what do you say about that?
So in the past, when the stock was at 25, 30 cents, we constantly said, we are raising funds, we are OTCB company, and all of a sudden, people start selling their shares. They were waiting 2, 3, 4 years. And we had a problem in 2018 where the different leadership came in and we went to a lot of financial difficulties. Post that time, we had to still raise 70, 80 million right away to get us back on track. And that really hurt us. So there was a reason for that. But then the stock took off. What happened? How did it take off? We had national coverage. We had Fox News talking about, we had a lot of national coverage. It started with Samantha Moti, who said, hey, my life was saved. And then we saw other emergency IND patients coming saying, I got off ECMO, life support, because of leronlimab. Now, these are anecdotal data, but it convinced the FDA to let us go to trial. But let's stay focused on the stock price. Those events caused us to go from 3,500 investors to 43,000. The stock took off, and then the short saw the opportunity to attack us, and they did. And now the stock hasn't moved. And I just got done telling the whole shareholder base that please remember, if you're going to make decision about your stock sell or purchase, where are we now versus then? And do we have another national coverage ahead of us perhaps? I told everybody that COVID-19 could be viewed by FDA, and if not, we have 60 patients to go. That could happen very quickly. So to sell shares ahead of that, that's the choice that they have to make. We said that the long hauler have no other option. COVID-19 long hauler, 75% of the patients who are hospitalized experience long hauler. We could be the only product. We're filing the protocol next week, and we could have the enrollment finished this year in long hauler. Do you want to sell shares ahead of that? And then on 26th of October, this Monday, we're meeting with MHRA to file BLA for final approval for HIV, which 100% we believe it's going to be fine, but it's just going to be either 350 or 700 milligram. And when we get that, we file that. And then we will follow with EU, we will follow with Canada Health, and this is with COVID-19 and cancer and HIV. Now, we also had told everybody the cancer breakthrough designation, we are getting results assessment of that. We also told everybody next month we will have NASH first patient enrollment, and we believe we will enroll NASH very quickly because we've been working on it. And then graft versus host disease. We said we need 5 patients to show if we can produce data like the animal data result was. Mm-hmm. And that could happen this year because we brought a top biotech specialist, Dr. Mahbub Rahman, who's our now Chief Science Officer, and he's working very fast and aggressive. And he and I are going to be a perfect team along with Dr. Scott Kelly. And we're going to really get everything moving in a very fantastic position. What other company do you have or anybody has that can match this many opportunities in this year alone? Now, people think they should sell shares, then that's their right. But for me, double digit, triple digit, if we have approval for these indications, triple digit is what I indicated. And I have to now stand to see if I can make a double digit because of all the stuff that we have ahead of us. And I'm talking about in a very near future. So that's where we are.
Okay. I want to also ask you a little bit about the FDA approving remdesivir as really, truly the first treatment for COVID. And these are symptoms of COVID. What does that mean for your company, knowing that this has happened?
First of all, the investors that are emailing us, they keep saying the government giving approval to remdesivir, how dare they approve remdesivir and not leronlimab, and they make all kind of accusation against FDA. This is all false. So let me just explain very quickly. When you go to FDA, you tell them, here's the initial condition of my patients. I'm going to give them some kind of product, and I believe I'm going to get this outcome. If you get your outcome, you get approval. Now, if the outcome of remdesivir after thousands of patients that they investigate was better clinical outcome, that's congratulation time for them. Now, if it's very small difference, instead of being at 0, you're at, let's say 1, instead of being at 10, you just 1. You're not that all great in many other ways, then that's a good thing for CytoDyn, because now we have the potential of non-inferiority trial or superiority trial, and we only have to be better than that 1. So which is a very low bar, just like where we are with our cancer program. We only have to extend patients like maybe 3 to 4 months to get approval, because there is terminal cancer, they got nothing out there for them. So it's a very good thing for CytoDyn, and we are exploring our chances with COVID-19 as fast as we can, because we believe we're going to get approval, God willing.
All right. Nadir, thank you so much. Great to get caught up with you, and we look forward to talking again real soon.
Thank you for having me, Steve. Appreciate it.
All right. There's Dr. Pourhassan, the CEO of CytoDyn.